Welcome everyone, my name is Suharsha Fernando and I'll be conducting a session on threading in Java today. So before we begin, let me ask you a question. What do you think a thread is in terms of computer science? Well, a thread is a basic unit of computer utilization and this helps a program to divide its task to multiple components simultaneously. So a thread has four basic parts. First of all, a thread ID, which is a unique identifier of a thread. Second, a register set, which is a set of registers which contributes to the thread. And third, a program counter, which is a register in the processor which stores the execution instructions, and finally a stack, an abstract data type that serves as a collection of elements. So this is actually a visual representation of a multi-threaded and a single-threaded program. Every single program that you create is by default a single-threaded program, and in single-threaded programs, every process has to have to wait until the process before it finishes. So this is actually a major drawback in large scale programs. So to counter that, they have introduced a multi-threaded programming concept, and in a multi-threaded programming scenario, every process is divided into threads, and each thread has its own register, counter and stack, and these threads have the ability to work parallelly, thus increasing the uh, program's efficiency. So if you're trying to use multi-threading, I don't advise you to do it for a small project, but if it's a large scale commercial project, the most efficient way is to go with multi-threading. So there are a lot of benefits of multi-threading. First of all, in terms of responsiveness, multi-threading in an interactive application may allow a program to continue running even if a the program is blocked by, by some part, but because it's multi-threading, even if one thread is blocked, other threads can continue. So it increases an application's responsiveness. Secondly, in terms of resource sharing, threads only share resources by these methods. One is message passing, second is shared memory. But these methods are explicitly organized by the programmer. However, threads share resources from the process they belong to by default. So by sharing code and data, it allows an application to have several threads of activity in the same place. Economically, since threads are capable of sharing memory with the process it belongs, it makes sense to create more context switching threads rather than investing your time and money on process creations. And finally, in terms of scalability, improvements in scalability can be greatly seen in multi-processor architecture, where threads may run parallelly on multiple processors. So Multi-threading concept is largely associated with uh, multiprocessors. So it's recently gained more traction because of the multi-processor technology. So this actually covers a basic theoretical background on what is multi-threading and what are the benefits and what are the uses of it. So before I take you on a hands-on coding experience in Java, I'll just show you something. So this is a utility software called Process Threads View, and it actually shows every process that is currently being executed in the laptop. So if I click the PowerPoint program, this is actually the entire list of threads that are currently being executed in the program. So here you have the unique thread ID and some context switching information, and on the right these are the stack information which I told you earlier. So for a large scale commercial level application such as uh, the Microsoft PowerPoint, there are countless amount of threads, and each thread is responsible for something. So for example, one thread can be responsible for spell check, and one thread can be responsible for grammar check. So these are all the threads that are in work. So this is actually a realistic representation of threads actually working in a commercial level program. And without further ado, I would like to take you on a coding experience in Java using multi-threaded programming concepts. So in this small example, I'm going to initially print hello and good morning 5 times, one after the other, in according to single thread, as a single thread, and then afterwards I'm going to attempt to uh, modify the code in order to make it multi-threading. So I have three classes here. In the bottom, the main class with the main method, and two subclasses, and each including a method called show. Within that, a for loop which iterates 5 times to print the word hello in class 1, and in example 2 it iterates 5 times to print good morning. So in order to call any method, we must create them as objects. So afterwards we must then call the objects in order to print our expected output. So if we compile this, as expected, we get 5 hellos and 5 good mornings. So then I'm going to now try to rewrite this or modify this code to multi-threading. So in order to make this first class example a thread, you must simply enter the query extends thread. And now this example class is a thread. We'll do the same for example 2 as well. So now both are threads. Afterwards, in a thread, there's no such thing called show method. So I'm going to convert this. In order to run a thread, you must give it a run method. So I'll change that as well. So in order to actually see whether this is actually multi-threading or not, I'll simply give a thread.sleep to each of these classes. Dot sleep. What this actually does is delays the printing of hello by 1000 milliseconds. But keep in mind that thread.sleep only works within a try and catch block. So I'll write it in a single line. So it's done, and I'm going to copy the same thing to the example 2 as well. So in order to see it clear, I'll just indent it. After that, the objects remain the same, but the show method actually becomes a start method. So to run the run method, we must call the start method. So let's compile it again. So as expected, we get one hello, good morning, hello, good morning, hello, good morning, hello, good morning, and so on. But there's a small issue. As you can see, there are two good mornings together. So to explain that, it actually means, but in the first run, because the sleep times are different, in a certain amount of time, the program actually have to make a decision on which comes first. In the initial iteration, it won't matter, but because of the sleep times are equal, uh, somewhere along the line the program must decide whether to print hello first or good morning. So that's why we get two good mornings together. So this is actually very uh, basic method of running a simple multi-threaded program, and there's actually nothing much. Just created two classes and extended it with thread, and ran it in the main method. This is actually very basic example of multi-threaded program. So that's all guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video and actually learned something. Thank you for watching.